Hello, hello, hello. Forgot to plug the mic in there. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining me on another Friday afternoon, Friday evening, Saturday morning for me, live stream here on YouTube. Happy Naked and Famous Denim Day to everybody. Let's let the room populate here for a minute. Then we'll jump into it and we'll have a fun little hangout together as we often and normally do. So let's see here. Just waiting for the room to populate. Get some questions in. How's everyone doing? Is the audio okay? At first I forgot to plug the mic in. That was my little oopsie. But it's still early for me. Still waking up with you guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a good week. My week, as always, has been pretty hectic. Again, every week I say this. I practically start every live stream off this way with, I feel as if it's been only just a few minutes since we last chatted. This week has been a pretty big week for us. It was the launch of our Fall Winter 21 collection. So I was pretty busy arranging all of that stuff. I even feel like there's some stuff that I didn't get to finish. But I guess that's life. I mean, there's only so many hours in a day. But we did manage to release the Vulgar 3. We released the first batch of Fall Winter 21 shirts. That's actually where I feel like I didn't put out enough information. I swore I was going to put out more information on the shirts this season, but next week I'm going to focus on highlighting some of the shirts that we created to give you guys a little bit more insight into what makes those shirts so special. So there's more content coming there. We've got the Yahan Power Stretch coming out next week as well. So I'm going to be pretty busy. I've got a video to make, a lot of content to create next week. Plus, all the other regular stuff that I got to do. We're working on the Fall Winter 22 collection right now. So this week we were at a fabric supplier. We were at their showroom going through some fabrics, Risa and I. So that's the one thing about being here in Japan. We're still able to maintain, a personal relationship with a lot of our suppliers, seeing people in person. So that's not something that would have been possible if we were still living in Canada. So it's kind of nice to have this, Canada office, Japan office, sort of setup that we have here. So we're still able to maintain and create and put forward, the newest, the best, the latest, the greatest, all that stuff. So that's what's been going on this week. There's one fabric. Anyways, I gotta get Brandon to agree to it, but there was this one really, really cool fabric that we found this week, and the supplier, they make a lot of stuff. Actually, what I really liked about them was vintage flannels that they make. They make really, really beautiful flannels. And they make all kinds of stuff, but there's sometimes when you go to a mill, they've got the stuff that they make, it sells well, it's very good for kind of big companies, mass market kind of stuff. And then there's the stuff that like the fabric guys really like, the really, really special stuff that like only niche kind of brands are going to be into. And they had this one fabric that was a recreation of a Coca-Cola delivery man uniform. Anyways, I thought it was really cool. It was like pink with like a green pinstripe. Super cool. I definitely want to make something out of that. I'm thinking like a work pant and like work, kind of short coat situation. We'll see. Maybe some coveralls or something. But for Fall Winter 22, I definitely want to utilize that fabric in some way. All right, let's get to some questions here. Sounds good in here. Space City HTX. Where? Space City HTX. What's that? Will Hernandez. Turbo. Turv Bob. TRV Bob. Turv Bob. It looks like Turbo. Turv Bob 86. I heard a kitty. I see a kitty. Got a cat over here. Snowy is somewhere over there. Somewhere. There he is. So yeah, the animals are live here with us. they'll probably be hanging out around here periodically. I'm actually surprised that they haven't yet jumped on the table because, as I basically live right here, at certain points of the day, the cats just take over and they're right on top of my keyboard. They're not going anywhere. So that's life with cats, as many people know. And we did just drop the Yoga Cats t-shirt. Where is it? Let me pull it out here. I got enough slack with the headphones. Yes, indeed I do. The yoga. Our cat shirts often do quite well every season. They tend to sell out fast. Now this is very, very fun. As you can see, you've got a bunch of cats in a variety of yoga poses. We thought it was hilarious, so we had to bring this one in. It's not always serious fabrics. So sometimes we like to have a little bit of fun or a lot of bit of fun with the fabrics, and I think the Yoga Cats is a real winner. You can also get this in pocket tee form, so you've got a couple of different options here. So if you don't want to go full on, cat print t-shirt, cat print shirt, we do have a t-shirt with the pocket with the cats on it, and those are available now on Tate and Yoko and Naked Famous Denim NYC. So head over there when you get the chance and check that out. I just lost my audio. But that's okay. That happens. That's c'est la vie. All right. Nicholas B.O. writes, Naked and Famous, Presidents of the United States of America. Great song by the Presidents of the United States of America. Peaches, Lump, Naked and Famous. A lot of good songs there. Brian Murphy writes, Natural Indigo Selvedge restocks, please. Yes, it's coming. There's a lot of core restocks that are in the works. So they're on the production schedule. They're not on, I didn't put it on the release schedule, but there's a lot of restocks coming in the next 6 weeks or so. If there's a specific size you're after, go to Tate and Yoko. And I'm losing my brain. Go to Tate and Yoko, go to the product page. Find the size you're looking for, and then there's a little pop-up that'll say email me when available, and put your email in, and we will email you the moment that unit becomes available in stock. So Natural Indigo Selvedge, Solid Black Selvedge, there's a lot of stuff coming in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, pay attention to our pay attention to what? Sign up for the notification, and then watch your emails, because that'll be coming through. All right. Shay Loudly. Hello from Hinton, Alberta. Just call me Shay. Shy? Sorry, I'm the worst with names. S-H-A-Y. Shy. I'm assuming it's Shy. All right, so I'm going to say Shy. Johnny Crumhorn writes, Cats on Denim was the best. The Cats on Denim shirt was hilarious. For those people who maybe don't remember, it was a shirt with a denim fabric print on it. And on top of that, there were cat prints, prints of cats all over it. It was stupidly hilarious. A very, very fun shirt. Nicholas B.O. writes, so I've been waiting to ask. So we've got the Rick and Morty line. Now we've got a Friday the 13th. Can we please have a Scary Terry Jean? There's a lot of stuff in the works. I get asked, the thing of these days, anytime I post anything anywhere, it's always okay, this collab next. And, I want to do them all. Believe me, I want to do them all. Yesterday, I posted on Instagram a photo of myself wearing one of our new shirts, and it was just with the hectic week I was having, I didn't have time to put any content together for the shirt. So Reese and it was literally 5:30, and the sun goes down here around 6 something, and so it was golden hour. The sun set. You got about 30 minutes to take a photo, and so we just ran out on the balcony, as we often do, and took some photos. And so I have a camera. I like old cameras, so I had this old Leica camera, and it was kind of like a champagne gold color. I thought it matched the shirt quite nicely. Took a picture, and in the comments, when's the Leica collaboration coming? I don't know. It's kind of funny because there's really nothing I can put out there that isn't gonna excite people, and that's great. I think it's wonderful. That we can. It's kind of fun to merge. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of different interests, and that way we can kind of merge. You've got interest in denim, you got an interest in this other thing. Let's try and put it together, and we're gonna try and do that as often as we can. Hey, if we can, we can. Shay, it's Irish, eh? All right. Well, A is Irish, but Canadians say A lot, but I think that just comes from the Irish Scottish heritage that grew in Canada. I think that's probably where that all came from. That's my assertion. A lot of Scotch-Irish influence in Canada. That I feel like we don't talk about that a lot, but maybe we do. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm no history buff. Dilt Horn 1989 writes, any plans to do the Fire King mugs again? Believe me, I want to. I've reached out to the company and they don't get back to me. So not really sure what the deal is there. Yeah. That's it. So there's a company in Japan that makes them still under the Fire King label. So they, I assume that they license the name Fire King from Anchor Hawking. Anchor Hawking is a giant glass, and they make everything, Pyrex and all that stuff. All the glass stuff for your kitchen. Anchor Hawking makes it. So they own the trademark for Fire King. They're the ones who made it. And but they don't make it in North America anymore. I was doing some research, and it seems like they did a line in the mid 2000s of Fire King stuff. But since then, it's there just isn't any North American made Fire King anymore. And the only place you can get Fire King that isn't vintage is in Japan. There's a company here that does it. But yeah, anyways. I've tried. We'll continue to try, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. But I really would like to make some more mugs. Believe me, I'm a big Fire King guy, big fan of glass, this kind of milkware, glassware stuff. So hopefully we can get it done again one day. Jamil Saxton still didn't answer my question. Ever thought of a hip hop collab? We don't do a lot of collabs with artists, like musical acts. Last week, I talked about how we almost did one. We almost did one, and that was with a band called The Naked and Famous, and that kind of came up as a... I don't even know if the band members were aware. I have no clue, but their management reached out to us, and... we were going to set up a meeting. We had some kind of throwing some ideas around. We're setting up a meeting. Brandon was going to LA anyways. He was going to meet, the manager there, or someone in management. I don't really know what their I don't know what their title was. I don't know how bands work, how many managers they have, this and that. So Brandon was headed out there to LA, and then, the week that was going to happen, everything got shut down. And so that meeting didn't happen, and communication just kind of fizzled away. But I don't know. I'm not entirely opposed to the idea. I guess it would just depend on the band and the group. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess our position has kind of been we try to stay away from celebrity stuff. The Naked and Famous, I guess, would be the exception because it would be, it's appropriately named. I would also say that the presidents of the United States of America, if they ever wanted to do anything, we would happily do it. Brandon and I are big fans. Yeah, I mean, we're big fans of that group, that's for sure. Seattle-based band. I know that Jay from Blue Owl, he told me that they've been in the shop before. The people from the group. But Aside from that, I'm not sure. We have had there's been a few hip hop songs, rap songs, the rap music. I feel old, but I do listen to old rap. I don't know anything about new rap. Old rap is 80s and 90s. That's pretty much it. Two Live Crew, NWA, that kind of stuff. I like it. Up to like 50 Cent era. T.I. I don't know, like Timberland, Missy Elliott, like up to that era. Like after high school, it really kind of fizzled out. But I'm just trying to think. Yeah, there was there's been a few songs that our names were dropped in. A few rap songs that are the brand Naked Famous was mentioned in, and I remember very like vividly there was a sorry, I'm reading questions. I'm trying to think. So right, this was early in the Naked and Famous Denim days, and we were all, and we still do. We get a lot of like requests from like groups and things like that to like. The question they always ask us is, are you willing to like sponsor us for the tour? And sponsor basically just means, are you willing to give us some free clothes? And it's different because if you quote like a sponsor is quote unquote like you sponsor it and then you get some kind of advertising or whatever for it. But like I find that when acts ask us for that kind of stuff, hey, can we get some free stuff for some sponsorship? And it's like, well, you're not going to put our name in your song, or you're not going to like put an advertisement, while you're singing. So like no one's going to know it's our stuff. It's not like there's any logos, on it or anything like that. And so we would always get those questions, and we'd always just politely decline to say no, but we appreciate you asking, and it's just not something that we do. And 99% of the time it's kosher, and there's no hey, you should totally be doing this, blah, blah, blah. It's just, there's somebody on their team whose job it is to try and get them stuff, and they go out and they do that. They get it. They get rejected all the time. So at this point, I remember Brandon saying to me, hey, I got a call from like somebody from ASAP Rocky. And he's like, do you know what that is? I'm like, I've heard of it. I like it, him, it. I'm like, I heard of it. Wasn't really so sure. And he's just like, yeah, I said no. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And then I remember a few weeks later, I was in Toronto and some friends they were doing a show, and like they were actually like putting on a show for them. I guess, I don't know. They were involved in some way, and they're like, hey, there's some tickets, you can come to the show, and we'll have tickets for you at the door. So I'm like, okay. And me being me, I hate to say it, I'm sometimes often late for things. And I remember getting to the venue like fairly late and getting to the window, the ticket window, and nobody was in line. There's nobody. Everyone's inside. And I'm like, hey, there's some tickets for me. And they're like, you're late. And I'm like, yeah, so? Like, just, like, what do you want from me? I'm late. Like, let me in. So the lady there gives me the thing and lets me in. And I see, like, the crowd is packed. It's pumped. Like, everyone's, like, having a great time there. And, I'm there for, like, I guess there was, like, 30 minutes left in the show. So, like, it's really at the height of, like, everyone's excitement. Drake makes an appearance on the stage. It was a lot of fun. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is definitely a thing. And then a few weeks later, like, our song comes out called Goldie. And, there's a rhyme in there, which mentions Naked and Famous. And, I didn't know. And just, like, the day that came out, like, we were just getting so many emails and calls from friends. Hey, you're in this song. And I was like, whoa, like this, like, oftentimes, we get these sponsorship type calls and emails and requests from like people, and we're like, oh, they're not really fans of the brand. Like, they just want free stuff, like, whatever. And, it's like these guys must have been, because like they wouldn't say our name in a song if they didn't like it, or maybe it was just convenient to rhyme with Naked and Famous. But, we thought that was kind of cool, but we still never gave them free stuff. But we did go to their show. Yeah, so I didn't pay for the show, but I still went. And good bunch of guys. Those ASAP Rockies. If there's ASAP Rocky and then there's other guys, I don't know how it works. I just know that there's I don't know shit. I don't know anything about modern music. I really have no clue. Okay. Nicholas B.O. Oh, an ASAP Rocky club would be illest. I think it's too late for that now. The unfortunate thing is, like I said, I don't know anything about modern music. My taste in music is really stunted. Like mid 2000s, that's it. I might listen to a new song here and there, but it's almost never. Somebody asked me top 5 hip hop artists of all time. That's easy. Dylon, and Dylon, because he spits hot fire. Invis Ian writes, do you think you'll continue to have guests on your show? Tommy from Butterscotch LBC, Jay from Blue Owl, Brandon even. Yeah, it's going to happen. At one point I was trying to get Jay on, and just our timing didn't work out. I'll definitely have Jay on at some point. Let me figure it out with this type of streaming setup as well. I'm still figuring all this stuff out. There's got to be I know I've seen other live streamers do it. They have half and half screen. So when I figure that out, we'll get that done, and we'll have some more guests on. I know that just listening to me can sometimes be repetitive and boring. I've only got the same. I'm an old man. I've got only the same stories to tell over and over. Somebody wrote, the lead singer of Naked Famous is doing kids songs these days, I guess. Okay. Hey man, you know what? There's I'm sure there's money in that. I'm sure there's money in that. Keep it clean, Toronto. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Yao Ming's friend, Seattle represent for President of the United States of America. Trevor L. writes, visited Naked Famous Denim NYC for the first time. Really cool store and staff. Picked up the Toxic Avengers on sale. Good man, good jeans. I hope you enjoyed them. And thanks for coming by the shop. We really appreciate your patronage. We tried to make a shop that was denim heaven, so to speak. From the raw denim floors to the indigo comic book walls, indigo comic book wallpapered walls. We've got the denim wall. We got the wall of fades. It's I hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun. Putting that all together. I have to say that at the start, Brandon and I thought, hey, maybe we could design this store. And as much as we're, we could put a collection together, and, we did put Tate and Yoko together, and that's not, Tate and Yoko is a fun place, but it's not as, I don't think it's as, interior, it's not as cool as Naked Famous Denim NYC. And, we thought, okay, well, we could probably handle this. And I'm like, I don't think we can. And we found a really good design firm, and it was neat because we got to tell them our ideas and just our concepts, and they would come up with, that's what you pay these people for, and they would come up with the concept, the ideas, and they'd help us find a way to make things happen. Obviously everything in that store is custom built for us, so coming up with the ideas, I think coming up with the ways to get it fabricated, that's what they're there to do. As much as I think maybe we probably could have put the store. It wouldn't have looked as cool. There's no way that we would have been able to do that. But we also would have had to become experts real fast on how to get all of that construction stuff done. I don't think it would have been worth our time to do that. But the store came out beautiful, and I'm glad that people are able to visit again. I hear back from the New York staff all the time. There's more and more people coming. The tourism's back up. So I'm glad to see that, and I really do. I really I'm from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you guys coming out, visiting the store. I I really push to our staff, and I don't even have to actually push very hard because we're genuinely, our genuine passion is denim, and we love talking about it. We love being about it and sharing our joy of denim with everybody. And the compliments that come through, I love to hear them. When people tell me they had a great experience at the store and how nice everyone was, I love to hear that. It's so nice, and I'm glad that it's showing. When I used to work in retail at a luxury department store, and we would every now and then, we would get letters from customers, and they send it to management. They say, "Hey, I had a really great experience. Thank you so much." And I thought those thank you. I thought it was, I was early 20s when I started working there, and I'm like, who the heck takes the time out of their day to write a letter to the store to say how nice the experience was? And this is well before, online reviews of that and that kind of stuff. People used to actually write letters. And, during our morning meetings, management would say, "Hey, we got a letter," and then they would read the letter, and they'd show their appreciation. And I had a really, really great manager who I learned a lot from. His name was Max. And there were certain things that he really ingrained into my brain. And certainly I learned a lot about customer service and how to treat customers from working at Holt Renfrew. We had, when I worked there, at least, we had a very deep training process for customer service. And, that's been with me my entire life. So, and for those people who don't know, Holt Renfrew is a luxury department store in Canada. I worked many years there in my younger days. And, Max, I always remember him telling me that, every time you get one, good letter, it really represents so many more people. Because, most people, they just don't have the time to, or they don't care. I don't blame them, to write these kind words out. So when somebody does, it just reflects on that person and, and on the general mood of people, so much more than, say, a negative comment does. Negative comments are going to come all the time. Luckily, we don't get that many, but they come, right? But the good comments, that one good comment speaks, I feel one good comment speaks for, 10 times the amount as a negative comment. And that's not to say I discount any negative comments. If I see something that's negative or genuinely negative, we always try to address that. I read all the reviews, I read all the comments. I don't answer all of them. I just don't have time to do that. But I absolutely read everything. I look at every Instagram post that's posted with our stuff. I read every comment that's put in all the photos. I read through sometimes. I read through practically all the DMs. There's some DMs that they get lost or whatever, but I try to answer, and I try to really be in there and see what's going on in the Naked Famous Denim world. Even in the customer service, we have a customer service portal. I go through the emails there. I try to see what the problems are, and we certainly talk about customer service every week. We have our group meetings, and we talk about customer service, how we can make the experience better for everybody. So it's really something I try to push hard. I always want to make sure that buying raw denim from us is always going to be a very, very pleasant, easy experience. We want to provide you with the best service possible, answering your questions, whether it's on these streams, on Instagram, on email. Look, like I said, I'm not going to be able to answer every comment or every DM. I get a lot of those. But at least if you go through our customer service, those will always be answered. But at least I'm seeing things, I'm addressing things. So if there's any issues, it's definitely going to come up, and I'm definitely going to try and address it. So I'm always listening. Yeah. Okay. Pedro Cortez writes, "If I ever make it to NYC store, I'm going to go home broke AF." No, you won't, because our prices are good. We've got good prices. Other stores in New York, I mean, I remember, hey man, New York's expensive, especially the area we're in. We're in Soho. Oh, maybe that's we're doing well there. I have to say, like it's this coming off of lockdowns and pandemic stuff. Um, Things are looking brighter for us every day. It took a little bit of a while for things to bounce back, but our area is genuinely, there's a lot of like fancy stores around us, like really, really expensive stores. So maybe in our neighborhood, we're seen as like a good deal. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a store around us where you could buy socks for the same price as our jeans. There are some pricey stores around us, but we do have. I mean, we do push value, so there's some sale stuff in the store, and I'm sure you'll be able to contain yourself. I'm sure you'll be able to contain yourself. You can't buy it all. That's the thing. You can't. So don't even try. Yao Ming's friend writes, New York City, Naked Famous Denim, New York City store is on my travel list. How hard is it to get the NYC denim? Right now, we have most sizes still in stock. I just did I just put into production a restock. So anything that we are sold out of, size-wise, will be restocked in the next couple of weeks. If you're traveling there from far away, you maybe give the store a call, and maybe they can put a pair aside for you if you plan on coming in. The measurements are on the website, so you're going to be able to see the measurements there, so you're going to be able to plan no problem. But we do have inventory. Some sizes are not there, so if you're coming from far, double check. If you're a local, you can pop in or whatever. We can even call you when they're restocked, that kind of stuff. So if we don't have your size, we can get it for you. Shay Loudly writes, I'm rocking the Kaiju Monsters right now. Great pair of jeans. My Indigo Invitational pair. Amazing pair. A+. Looking for my next pair in October. The Kaijus, the leather patch, the shell cordovan leather patch. That's a beautiful leather patch on those jeans. That denim is really fantastic. That is the most expensive leather patch we ever put on a jean. And we had to, because that denim deserved it. What a beautiful denim. What a beautiful leather patch. Great pair of jeans. You got to show us your fading progress on those. And for October, I don't know, Indigo Invitational Part 3, what's going to happen there? I have to talk to the boys. I don't know what's going to happen with Part 3, but we'll... I'm sure the news will come out soon. In television, they say one complaint means that there were 100 upset people. I guess it's the same for positive letters. Maybe. I mean, one complaint for 100 people. I guess it depends on how big your audience is. Yeah. Look, I take all complaints seriously. Doesn't matter if it's if we quote unquote consider it to be your fault or not. We'll always try to find some kind of solution for you. It's just I just want to treat customer service the way I want things to be treated for me personally. Even during our customer, when we have our group meeting, we talk about customer service issues. And, one of the things that we like to talk about are ways that we've received good customer service ourselves and ways that we've received bad customer service ourselves. And, this week, I'm not going to, anyways. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say the name. Anyways, there's a company I bought some stuff off of. And, They restocked some items that were sold out for a long time, and so they said that they're restocking these items on Monday and everything will ship out by Friday. Cool. Monday I put in my order, spend a couple $100, and next Tuesday there's still no shipping confirmation, nothing. So I send them an email and I say, hey, you know what? I just realized that I would like to add something to my order. I want to buy another thing. I see that you haven't shipped it out yet, despite, the shipping supposed to be last week. And they send me an email and they say, nope, if you want to order something else, you got to place another order. And for me, because I'm shipping it to Japan, it was like another $80 just to ship these items. So I already paid the $80 for the first order, and I have to ship the. It was just like, do you not understand the problem here? And they clearly didn't, and they didn't care. And I thought, wow, what a unusual way to not only are you like late on the shipping, you also don't want to take more of my money, and you're perfectly okay with me spending an extra $80 really for nothing. I don't know. It's bad taste in my mouth. Tati and Yoko, you place an order, you call us. Hey, if something hasn't shipped and you maybe bought the wrong size, you want to change your order, no problem. We'll take care of that for you right away. Like I've actually had that unusual situation happen to me. I buy a lot of movies, as you guys know, and I remember a company I dealt with, fairly large retailer, bought something. Not only was I bought it, they took my money, paid for it. Then I get a notification a couple days later saying that it was sold out and they'll let me know when it's back in stock. And then they didn't refund me my money. And I'm like, okay, well, you don't know when it's going to be back in stock. You have my money and you're not refunding me. Like, what's going on here? Like, I would have no problem if you tell me, hey, you're going to be back in a week. But, like, there's other retailers I could buy this from right now. So, anyways, I ended up buying it somewhere else. And then just eventually they refunded me, like, after a month. But I was like, this is the most unusual situation I ever faced. So, anyways, it's experiences like this that I talk to our customer service. And it's like, whatever the problem is, find a solution for it. You don't want to leave a customer with a bad taste in their mouth, and it's just, it doesn't help anybody. The customer's upset. You have to go through this frustration. What's the point? There's no point in that. So, we always try to find some kind of solution for you. We're not always going to give you the solution. That maybe there's circumstances that are beyond our control, but we're always going to do our best to try and find some sort of answer for you. We're pretty serious about that. Will Hernandez writes, Bezet, can you help me justify $100 on a loop wheel tee from denim contest? $100. I don't mean to throw shade. Also, also waiting on that denim banner jacket pre-order. $100 for a denim contest t-shirt? I don't mean to throw shade, and I don't want to throw shade, but you better really like that t-shirt. You better really, really like that t-shirt. Pedro Cortez writes, I picked up the Chun Li jeans off eBay. They're so soft and smooth. Hope that I can find the M. Bison ones next. The Chun Li's. Great jean. Chinese silk on the inside there. Beautiful, beautiful fabric. The Street Fighter collection, I think, as a whole, I think was very, very well put together. I remember, that was a tough collection for me to put together because who do you leave out? And we had to leave out some characters. It's not like you could do everyone, every character possible. I would have loved to personally, but yeah, great collection. Enjoy those jeans. I saw on Instagram somebody posted their collection of the Ken, Ryu, and Akuma jeans, and I shared that. I'm like, wow, like the people with the Akuma jeans, like very, very lucky. That's a very rare Naked Famous Denim item. Jordan Green, that's crazy. You guys have combined orders for me. Yeah, absolutely. Like, what's the point of charging you twice for shipping for two orders that we presently have? Okay, it might cost us a little bit more to ship it, but if you had placed all of those items in one order, it would have cost you the same, right? Like, our policy is, I don't care how much, like, $10 to ship to the United States, whether you order one item or you order 50 items. We eat the cost. That's just it. So if you place 2 orders at the same time, maybe you bought something, you forgot, you wanted to add something else, but just the way the website works, you have to place a separate order. Fine. Give us a call. We'll combine the order. We'll refund the shipping. No problem. No problem at all. We do it right away without even, a hesitation. Doesn't affect us. Fossil Draws. I just dealt with a problem ordering a leather jacket from a well-known company in London. Customer service isn't taking phone calls due to COVID, and their automated emails were nonsense. Done with them. Yeah. That's odd. Even with our customer service, I know we have some, because there's just general questions that you get, like, hey, how do I use your measurement chart, blah, blah, blah. So we have there are some pre-prepared answers. So like our customer service doesn't have to type it out every time. So boom, goes up. But like as much as possible, it's just like we try to give you, a human response. That's definitely important. Human response is important. Like when you pick up a phone and you get a customer service line, it's like press 1 for this and press 2 for that. I just want to talk to a human. That's it. And inevitably, I find that that's just what most people want anyways. You try to find in the menu, how do I talk to a human, and just bring me there. So for us, it's like you give us a call, human. There's no. We're gonna answer in French. That does throw some people off. Naked Famous bonjour. Be aware. Just be aware. Sometimes it freaks people out. Like, what am I calling North America? Some people don't realize that we operate out of French Canada, and we'll answer you in French too. If you've got a question in French, we can answer you in French, no problem. You got to have that human touch. You got to. It's important. Young Ming's friend writes, I got lucky and got an Akuma restock. I got unlucky because I wasn't knowledgeable in denim sizing, and let's just say they're my weight check pants now. I've got an entire closet of weight check pants. I've got like 2 pairs of jeans that fit me. I look at my videos and I'm like, I'm getting bigger. Every now and then I convince myself, like, okay, be serious. Like, start exercising, start, eating better. Food tastes too good, and I don't have time and / too lazy to exercise. That's it. I don't know. I think I might be doomed. Underwater Pirates writes, my only customer service experience was with Blue Owl, and those guys were fantastic. There's a phrase that has gone around the internet for a long time, and it is absolutely true. And that phrase is, Jay is the man. Jay is the man because Jay is the man. The people at Blue Owl are fantastic. I would say that, the retailers we work with, they're very well known for having good customer service. Hey, not everyone's going to be as good as everyone else, but most certainly, the people who are very active on social media, you're going to see their faces. There's people who want to interact with you guys. They're always going to provide really, really high levels of customer service. I deal with, I don't just deal with like Tate and Yoko customer service issues, because I also do our wholesale sales. So I'm dealing with our retail partners all the time. And, their customer service person might say, hey, I've got an issue with the jean here. What do I do? Deal with it. We're going to take care of that right away. Every time. We always want to take care of it for you. We want customers to be happy. Happy customers are happy customers. I don't know. Like I just want to be treated the same way that I want our customers to be treated, and vice versa. Something like that. I don't know what I'm saying. But if I have a problem, I just want it dealt with. I don't like the roundabout rigmarole that some customers that some retailers put you through. I have to say, as living in Japan, customer service on the front end, I find is very, sometimes over the top. There's a lot of formalities, unfortunately. One time, Reese and I were buying a ceiling fan. We went to like the equivalent of a Best Buy here. And I remember when we bought our fridge and buying a refrigerator. It was like, okay, here's the fridge. Okay, now let's sit down and have a meeting about it. It's like we're buying a car. Like they're pulling out all this paper. Here's this. Oh, hey, we also have this offer. Do you want to buy this? Oh, do you want this? Do you want that? And it was just like, I just want to buy the fridge. I just want the fridge. Here's the money. Here's the credit card. Just give me the fridge. But no, it was a whole. Okay, here, give me your card. Okay, I'm gonna go to the back. I'm gonna process this. I'm gonna come. Okay, here's your receipt. Okay, here it is. And it was just like, it was a lot. Like we literally sat there for like 30, 40 minutes doing the talk about the refrigerator of like selling it to us. I'm like, I'm already sold. Don't need this. So I've already gone through this experience before. So we're buying a ceiling fan. A ceiling fan! Just give me that one. Give me the box. I will go. It was the same thing. It was like, okay, you want that ceiling fan? Okay, cool. Why don't you have a seat? I was just like, oh God, here we go. So, and I guess it's nice, they're going through this whole process with you, but I'm like, sometimes I just give me the fan. But if you have a problem with that fan and you want to go back to the store, it's gonna be a real issue. They just sometimes don't know how to deal with some problems. I remember, I don't want to make this whole live stream about customer service, but man, when we were like getting settled here, there were so many instances like, we'd buy something, like we bought a TV and we bought it online and then we went to the store and it was cheaper in the store. It was cheap. And the TV hadn't even shipped yet. And we hadn't even got a shipping notification yet. And we're like, the TV is significantly cheaper in store. And we called customer service and they're like, yeah, okay, so here's what's going to happen. Okay. We're going to deliver that TV to you. And then when it comes, reject the order. And we're like, okay, I'm listening. And then when we take it back, we're going to charge you for shipping it back to us. And I'm like, no. And then we'll refund you for the TV minus the shipping cost. But you still have to pay for the original shipping cost of like, the original shipping cost that you paid for shipping the TV to you, that's not refundable. And then we're going to have to remove the return shipping cost because they're not going to deliver the TV. And we're like, why don't you just not ship the TV? And they're like, oh no, it's, that's not an option. It was just like, so we figured it just wasn't worth it to do that because like the cost savings was negligible. Really, really annoying. So there's just, Japanese customer service is very like, these are the rules, and we know they're rigid, but those are the rules. And so there's not a lot of flexibility there. It's fine in the respect that, like, everybody knows the rules, but it's not fine if the rules don't make sense. Or you find yourself in a circumstance where, like, in this case, it's just, what's the point? It doesn't help me in any way, and it doesn't make sense for you either, but because those are the rules, those are the rules. Gotta add some leeway. Branddog124 writes, I got a pair of unbrandeds with a hole in it, and you guys gave me a swap, and I got to talk to Garrett on the phone. It was pretty cool. Yeah, no problem. If you ever, like, especially with, like, defects happen. You do this production thing, whatever, thing that could happen. You get the jeans, there's something wrong with it. We're going to take care of it right away. No question about it. There will be no questions about it. We'll be like, oh, okay, here you go. We'll get you another pair of jeans out. Easy. Rigid rules, rigid jeans. No. Rigid jeans, but the rules are, our rule is, at the end of the day, we're going to try and make you happy. That's it. Okay. Pedro Cortez, shoot the J. Shoot it. Dave Chappelle Show. Shoot the J? I'm just trying to remember which skit that's from. Chappelle Show. I'm a pretty big fan of Chappelle Show. I just don't remember what skit that's from. Shoot the J. Shoot the J. How many horror Halloween pairs has there been? Well, we've done the Ghostbusters. Toxic Avenger. We've got Friday the 13th. and we've got Nightmare on Elm Street on the way as well. So Friday the 13th comes out this fall. Same thing with Nightmare on Elm Street. So there by the end of the fall there will have been 4. What to do next? I don't know. Speaking of movies, did everyone do their homework and watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World? I did a little movie recommendation last week. I never watched it before. Just got the movie. Just bought it because it was I owned it. Then the 10-year anniversary, edition came out with the 4K, HDR, Dolby Atmos, all that stuff, all that good stuff. I'm a bit of a, nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I like collecting movies. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's upgrade the movie before I even watch the movie. Let's watch it in the best possible way. Got it, watched it. Great. Loved it. Enjoyed it. I like going into movies not knowing anything about them, and for 10 years I avoided every possible thing I could have ever known about that movie, and didn't know it took place in Toronto. Not only did it take place in Toronto, it was like in places that I definitely used to hang out at. If I'm spoiling the movie for you, you should have did your homework and watched it. I'm not going to give away any plot points. Junior writes, love the Scott Pilgrim movie. It was a good movie. And Pedro Cortez, such a great flick. Took place in Toronto. I'm from Toronto. You've got Sonic Boom. That was I used to hang out there. I go there quite a lot. There's a pizza like right across the street. Like literally, that pizza is just down the street, and then Honest Ed's is like it was all in the same vicinity. The funny thing is, Sonic Boom actually moved into the Honest Ed's at some point, and then Honest Ed's is just, I think they're turning into condos now or whatever. But another Honest Ed's connection is Brandon's father, his business sold to Honest Ed's for years and years. Yeah, we used to do quite a bit of business with Honest Ed's. Ed Mervish, he's a philanthropist, Canadian, involved, very, very much involved in the arts. And Honest Ed's was, it was a independent retailer for, it was a discount retailer, like a bargain warehouse type of thing. And like growing up in Toronto, in the 80s and 90s, Toronto was still, there's a lot of working classness to Toronto. 70s, 80s, all that. I wasn't born in the 70s, but so there was a lot of these types of stores around, and it wasn't like, the mega city metropolis that it is now. Toronto's very chic now, I find. It's very, very much more chic than when I was growing up. But, I guess they're anyways, I don't want to. Honest Ed's, hopefully, I don't know what's going on, if the sign is going to remain there, but definitely a fun movie, and it felt close to home. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as well. Pedro Cortez, so many cute ladies in that flick. Audrey Plaza, Brie, Anna Kendrick, and the girl who played Ramona Flowers. It was a very, very beautiful cast. Everybody in that film was great. There wasn't anybody in that movie that felt that they didn't belong in that cast. It was such a fun cast, and also watching that movie, and I guess of the time, it was very those young people, you could tell that they would be even bigger stars than they were at the time. So a lot of talent in that film. So I enjoyed it. I'd recommend you watching it if you haven't watched it already. I didn't give away any plot points, but go check it out. So speaking of horror, I wanted to say that another movie I have in my collection that I've never watched, that I'm gonna watch now, and I recommend we all watch it together. Check out The Babadook. Don't know what it's about, no clue. I just know it's a scary horror film, and it's been on my to-watch list for a long time. I remember a while ago putting it in the Blu-ray player and being like, I'm not really in the mood for this right now. Anyways, I have it. That's the problem with my collection. I have a lot of movies, and when you own a lot of movies and you buy a lot of movies at the same time, sometimes I might buy, 5, 10, 15, 20 movies at the same time. you don't watch them all. They end up on your shelf, and you figure you're gonna watch them eventually. It's kind of like raw denim. Sometimes you buy a couple pairs, and you're like, I'm gonna wear these eventually, and then you add more and you add more, and you got to start working your way through it. So I'm gonna start working through my collection. Let's check out the Babadook this week. Horror film. If we anyway, the edition I have, pretty cool cover. Let me in. So let's see. Maybe this might inspire a future horror edition Naked Famous Denim Jeans. But I know that this is a cult favorite out there, so I need to watch it. Shay writes, Blue Jays, number 1. I'm watching them simultaneously right now, and the Jays are up a run. Okay, Blue Jays. I remember, their back-to-back World Series run. I was in third and fourth grade. No, 4th and 5th grade at the time. Young boys. Very, very fun time to be a kid in Toronto that time. Jays winning the World Series. I remember, the Jays winning the second one, Joe Carter hitting that home run, watching it on television live, hitting that home run, winning, and then looking out my window and just seeing the streets flooded with people cheering. It was really, fun thing to experience as a child. Pedro Cortez writes, are you paying full price for all these movies? Or are you catching them on sale, or a mix of both? It's a mix. Sometimes full price. I mean, sometimes it depends if it's a limited edition or some kind of special packaging. I'll pay full price, no problem. If it's well priced, sometimes movies might be new, $9.99 or something like that, so no problem. I buy a lot of used. So thrift store hunting, Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, that kind of stuff. When I was in Montreal, I was doing that like if you put up Blu-ray movies on one of these selling websites, you heard from me. Like I bought everything in that city. Anytime somebody put up a collection, I'm like, hey, I'll buy it. I bought everything. And then some people, maybe they would have 20, 30, 40 movies, sometimes more, sometimes less, 5 movies, whatever. As long as I didn't have most of what was in that pile that they were selling, I would just buy it all, and then I would resell the items that I didn't need. And by doing that, I really kept the cost of my collection down. But it's a lot of work. I mean, if you consider your time, that's a cost there. But yeah, and then a lot of thrift storing, flea markets, that kind of stuff. So Risa and I, we were hitting the flea markets every week, thrift stores every week. We were regulars. We were always looking for vintage mugs, vintage jeans, vintage t-shirts, anything that we had some interest in. We were always on the lookout for it. Pawn shops are another great place to find movies. In Montreal, unusually, a lot of the pawn shops have a lot of there's a lot of X-rated movies in the pawn shops for some reason. A lot, huge bins of of DVDs. I'm like, who's? Yeah, it's who's gonna buy all this? No, such a weird thing. Shingri Malkin writes, I have a Japanese Blu-ray I bought one day called The Calamari Wrestler. Funny movie. What the F? What the F? I'm going to have to look that up. The Calamari Wrestler. Sounds like a movie that'd be right up my alley. Right. Matthew Bradwell. Joe Carter hit that home run, and all the adults got sad. Joe Carter, all the adults got sad? Matthew Bradwell, literally my first sports memory. If the adults got sad, maybe perhaps you're not from Toronto, but who are they playing in that World Series? They played Atlanta in Atlanta Braves, and then I don't even remember. I don't remember who they won the World Series off of that year. Anyways, my sports memory is also not exactly great. I'm not the biggest sports fan, but I definitely remember that. Phillies fan. There you go. Yeah, they were they playing the Phillies that series. That's right. Yeah, Joe Carter hitting that home run. That was amazing. That was, I don't know much about the Jays, but I remember that roster pretty well. It was like Joe Carter, Roberto Alomar. No, maybe I don't remember it so well. Juan Guzman, I think he was the pitcher. Yeah, maybe I don't remember the roster so well, but yeah, the Jays. Mitch Williams gave up the home run. It is what it is. Anyways, great for us. That was a two-peat back-to-back World Series for Toronto back then. And then the next year was the baseball strike, and then it hasn't been the same for the Jays ever since. That's not true. I think a couple of years ago they were in the World Series doing okay. I don't remember exactly. I know the Raptors won the NBA championships 2 years ago now. I guess that was very big for Canada. I remember when the Raptors. I remember when they were still like school children, and everyone were still writing letters and like, what should we name the Toronto basketball team? And the Toronto Towers and like all these other ideas were coming around. John Olerud, that's right. I'm sure I've got a stack of baseball cards somewhere with a bunch of these players. I'm definitely not in great condition. I used to, dude. I do have I used to collect Michael Jordan basketball cards for a long time. Who I don't even know where that's. I've got like a small stack of them somewhere. I have no idea where. But they're probably not in great condition. I used to keep them in plastics, but sometimes you see on these videos I'm talking about like very expensive trading cards and how much they're worth, and like they're in like super mint, pristine condition, like nobody's even breathed on them. No, definitely not mine, but yeah, Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky. I mean, who didn't collect Wayne Gretzky cards? Can you show the MIJ 9s later? Absolutely. You know what? I got it. Let me do a couple of previews actually, because I do have to cut this stream a little bit short. I have some errands that I need to run. Yeah. Every time I hear the word Raptor, I think Dinobot from Transformers Beast Wars. I would say that if Jurassic Park was not a thing, then we probably wouldn't have the Toronto Raptors. I think Jurassic Park did for Raptors more than anything could have ever done. I appreciate you guys doing Easy Guy in the longer inseam now. Just a little bit longer. Okay, let's take a look at. Let me see what we got here. MIJ9s. Are they? Where are they? I'm looking. I don't see them. That's because I sent them back to Canada. But I do have the jacket here. Why don't I have the jeans? Anyways, I have the jacket. And then I'm going to show a couple of shirts. Hold on 1 second. Okay, let's do a couple of things here. I see that Crimson Sky. Yeah, the Crimson Sky is here as well. We can do a quick little. But the Yahans are coming out next week. Okay, we got a couple things to show off here. Let's do a quick little show and tell, showtime here, and then I gotta run. Unfortunately, wish I could hang out all day, but life catches up to you sometimes. So let's do a little thingy thing here. Okay, I'm gonna switch cameras and we're gonna look at the MIJ9s. Here we go. So here is the MIJ9. Check it out. And the very special detail of this denim is this streakiness to it. So if you take a close look, you'll notice that there are different hues of indigo throughout the fabric. And this denim looks like it's been hank dyed, which is, a hand dyed yarn, but it's actually not the case. So this denim is made to look that way. But the difference between a hank dyed or a hand dyed yarn and this yarn is that throughout the individual yarn, it is rather uniform. So on a hank dyed yarn, you will notice that on a particular strand of the yarn, there will be different shades of blue. Now this one, you don't quite get that. You can see it's dark and it remains dark all the way down. But what this denim is, how they created this denim is by using different indigo dye lots. So natural indigo dyed, multiple lots to create this gradient tone throughout. And I think it has come out really quite beautifully. I mean, they always say that, oh yeah, it's made to look like our mills, like yeah, it's made to look like hand dyed, but I think it just looks awesome on its own. Maybe I shouldn't make that comparison so much, but it is, you know, maybe just as a technical detail, fun and interesting to know about. And so you can see real close up here just how beautiful that denim is. You got that maple leaf embroidery here on the chest pocket. So this is on the denim jacket version. Obviously on the jeans you'll have that on the back pocket. You have those iron buttons. So these buttons are iron on the front and they're also iron on the back. They're iron the entire way. They're not just capped. So sometimes you might see iron buttons out there in the market, and it's just the cap, just the top part. But actually ours are entire. So the cap, this part here on the inside, and the fastener. So the entire way it is iron. So these will rust and, you know, patina and age quite nicely with time. The other thing to notice about this denim is that this is two-tone stitching. So you got the yellow and you got the orange. So somewhat of a vintage kind of trait here as well, if you like that kind of thing. I think it's a fun detail. So you're going to notice that on the jeans as well. So do different kinds of color stitching. You got the iron buttons. You've got that beautiful, you know, MIJ version of our leather patch here as well. On the inside, the denim is quite loosely woven, as you can already see. Maybe we get a better view there. And you got that Selvedge ID going along the inside, you know, inside part where the buttons are on the jacket. So a very, very beautiful denim. I'm really looking forward to the release of this guy. I think they're for like mid-October. You can don't quote me on that one. Check the release schedule for you know, for full release details. So that is the MIJ9. Quite a beautiful fabric, very, very arty, and well deserving of our MIJ label. So there you have it. That's the MIJ9. Let's move on to some other previews here. Okay, next we've got the Yahan Power Stretch. So let's take a look at this. This is coming out next Friday. This is from our Power Stretch line of fabric. So the same as our black Power Stretch, indigo Power Stretch, and this is kind of a mix of those two worlds. This is our Yahan denim, so it looks black, but it will actually fade to blue. Let's see if I can show that off somehow on my dirty notebook. If you rub it, it didn't quite come off on this, but can you see it? You can see it's come off blue here, right? Can you notice the blue? Field notes. It's hard to see, but it's definitely turning blue. So that's a really, really neat feature of this fabric, is that it looks black, really, really quite black, but it is a blue dye. So you've got that. It looks like, you know, tonal stitching, but as the jeans fade, that will become more and more contrasty. So it is kind of a, you know, hidden detail here. You've got those mill spec, you know, non-reflective black buttons and rivets. Zip fly, power stretch, 5% stretch on this. Incredible stretch recovery. So it's going to stretch with you, and it's going to snap back to shape. So if you're a fan of our black power stretch or indigo power stretch, or looking just for a great performance stretch jean, this is definitely a great option for you. Non-selvage on this one. Our power stretch denims are non-selvage, just so you guys are aware. But nevertheless, it is still a great performing, and it will fade quite beautifully over time, as is as is designed, and you don't have to worry about stretch denim not fading. You know, I think we've talked about that quite a bit, and I think we've dispelled that type of ideology. Now, this is the Crimson Sky that's going to be coming out the week after. Sorry, it's a little bit, my sample here got a little bit of cat fur on it, as is what happens when you live with cats and you work at home. So you've got that beautiful red leather patch here on the back, and now the denim itself is, look at it. It looks wet. This is just dripping with indigo. It is really just it's really cool how wet this denim looks. It is just soaking, and you know that that's going to produce some very, very beautiful fades. And now what the neatest part about this denim and why it looks so wet is because this is an over-dyed denim. So there's an extra coating of indigo on top of this fabric. So what you have is an indigo dyed warp with a indigo coating on top, and you can tell, like, it just looks really, really dark. Sorry, my focus is not working so well, but let's try that. So so it looks really, really dark, and the thing that obviously you can tell from, well, you see the weft, so you know it's red, but why isn't the red poking through those grains? And that's because of that coating. The coating goes really penetrates this denim and gets into those twill lines so that you don't see that red weft showing through the front face of that fabric. You're only going to see it when you cuff it, and you show off that beautiful Selvedge ID, you show off that red weft interior, and there you have it. So that's coming very soon, just a few weeks, 2 weeks from now on Tate & Yoko and Naked Famous Denim NYC. I saw that James Dant released theirs already, so if you're in a hurry, you can get them from the James Dant. But we're going to be releasing these in 2 weeks. Watch out! Obviously we're going to have a video. We're going to have a lot of content surrounding this. So here's a fun preview for you. If you're a fan of our Nightshade Stretch Selvedge, this is the same construction base, so same fabric. With the red weft, with the indigo over dye. So a lot of indigo on this denim. It's going to be bleeding like crazy, and you're going to expect some beautiful high contrast fades with a little bit of red peeking through at some point. So a very, very, very fun jean here with the Crimson Sky Stretch Selvedge. That's available in men's and women's, by the way. You're going to get that in both. Same thing with the Yahan. That's available in both. And let's take a look at two shirts. But this week I will up the shirt content. Man, check out this corduroy. This corduroy flannel is so nice. It's so cozy. On a fall day, unfortunately it's still sweltering here in Japan. I mean, the humidity is like, you walk outside, it's like a sauna. Even when we were doing those photos yesterday, it was like a few minutes and I was just dying. But check out this beautiful detail here. Not only, it's a brushed corduroy, so it's very soft. You've got that plaid pattern underneath. This for the pair of jeans, brown boots. It's gonna look really nice. Great pairing, beautiful fabric. We'll do some more in-depth photos and coverage of our shirts, but I think this is really one of the nicest fabrics of the collection. And then we've got the shirt I was wearing yesterday. Man, is this cozy. It is so soft. This is the thing, when you visit our stores or our retail partners, you get to touch these fabrics and you get to see them, firsthand. Here's up close, and you can see how fuzzy that fabric is. It is very comfortable, very smooth, very soft, and such a beautiful pattern on there as well. And yeah, you can get sorry, it's like the camera goes in and out of focus, so it's a little hard to keep the image quality right. So very soft, very comfortable. The brushed herringbone ombre. You can see that gradation of color here. It's very nice. So this is available now. A bunch of our shirts are available now. Check out Tate & Yoko or Naked Famous Denim NYC.com. Go to the latest arrivals, and you're going to be able to see all of the available shirts on the website. Okay, let's switch cameras. Let's switch gears. All right, everybody. I'm back. Okay, let's read a couple of more comments, questions, and then I'm going to have to run, unfortunately, a little bit early this week, but I appreciate you guys sticking around nonetheless. Let's see. Fossil Draws writes, I have a disgusting number of Magic cards. Magic. Well, at least people still play Magic. I never played Magic. I played Marvel Overpower. Marvel Overpower cards. Now, nobody remembers or plays that game. So, at least you could still use yours. There's a community out there who you could play with if you ever felt like it. For me, nobody plays Marvel Overpower. There's no value there. But I enjoyed it when I was a kid. Okay. Did the Easy shirts for this fall season only go up to XL? Yeah, I'm not sure how many double XLs there are out there. There might be a few, but I don't remember offhand. You know, if somebody orders double XL, we make it, but we don't always do that. I don't know the answer offhand. Sorry. I forget who, but one retailer took some really sick photos of these jeans. They definitely were some sick photos. That's probably James Dant. James Dant does some really excellent photography. And I know he just posted some Crimson Sky photos. They looked really fantastic. Probably better than I can do. No doubt. He puts out a lot of really, really, really good content. His team there is very, very talented. Matthew Bradwell writes, I'm on Team Bezad on hidden versus exposed Selvedge ID coin pocket debate. But big time Team Brandon wanted for those patches to show off those beautiful leather patches. Team Brandon for patches? What do you mean? I don't get. I'm going to be honest. I push for a lot more. I want more leather patches. I want every color, everything. I want to have patches like I want to have more like graphics on our patches. I really do. I want to have different a lot more like versions of the tragic blonde. And I want more leather options. I'm trying to convince Brandon to do both of those things. I want to have it so that like you can customize it. Like on the website, you buy a pair of jeans, and then if say you want like a different patch, like we could put it on there for you. And I want to have that done in New York as well. Still twisting his arm on that one. He's not all the way, but that I want it to happen. What is today's jean and fit you're wearing for the live stream? I've got my Easy Guy solid black Selvedge, Aloha shirt, Japan something, I don't remember which one, and Naked Famous Denim circular knit tee. It's a pretty cozy outfit, loose fit. At least I can feel a little breeze. In the hot weather. I try to keep it as loose as possible in the hot temperature. Fossil Draws writes, if everyone watching is on the fence about their stuff, Naked Famous Denim stuff, it's worth it. It not only looks nicer, but also holds up better than cheap, fast fashion brands. There's no question about that. Our stuff lasts. It really does. And one thing, I'm gonna go on a short little rant. One thing that I think is really important to consider with fast fashion brands and brands that are trying to tell you that they're some brands are honest about eco-friendly and being of that mindset. We don't really push any kind of agenda. We make jeans. We make the best jeans that we can, the best possible price that we can, and we're very focused on that. I don't want to mess around with claims. My problem with like corporate activism and claims and it's all BS. They don't care. They just don't. You know what I mean? Like, I think that type of marketing works for a certain customer, but like anyone who like really understands the situation knows it's just BS. Like, so for me, it's like we use less water. I'm like, yeah, well, less than a lot is still a lot. Or like the crux of a lot of these brands is that like they need to sell X amount in order to like, you know, keep their shareholders happy and this and that and the other thing. They are, no matter what they're telling you, you know, they want you to buy more, always more. And I'm like, for me, I don't care. Like, look, my thing is we make jeans, we make clothes that last a long time. We don't make things that are particularly trendy. You know, 2 seasons old shirt is still good, right? You know, we're not trying to chase or follow trends. You know, one thing that is like, hey, you can have the most environmentally friendly product ever, but if it's trendy, if it's particularly trendy, well, you're not gonna wear it in 2 years. You're not gonna wear it in a year. You might wear it once, gone, right? So what's the use of that, right? You know, a camp collar shirt, you know, aloha shirt, you know, a sport collar button down shirt. These are men's classics. Flannel shirts. You can wear this shirt this season. You can wear it next season. You can wear it 10 years from now. You can wear it 20 years from now. It doesn't matter. And this shirt is going to last. This shirt is quality. So not only is it made well, made properly, it's also something that's going to last the test of time. So, you know, it's a conversation that you don't really hear a lot about in the you know, the grand sphere of like all this, you know, sanctimony about, you know, being better. You know, they talk about how much better they are, and it's like, yeah, go tell your customer they don't need to buy something this season. I'll do. You don't have to. You can buy this whenever you bought this. You can wear it next season. You can wear it it's not going to go out of trend. It's not going to go out of style. You know, they're chasing trends and styles so much, and it's like that's part of the poison of this. It's like the idea that like you constantly have to change all of this stuff that you're wearing. Like, oh, you're out of style and you don't have to be in style anymore. Look, man, this shirt has been around for, you know, however many decades. It ain't going out of style. It ain't going anywhere. You can wear it today. You can wear it tomorrow. You can wear it 10 years from now. It's just the way it is. And especially with guys, you know, I know once a lot of guys kind of get into like this better men's fashion thing, you know, once they've established like, you know, classic menswear, that's it. You know, you're gonna wear that stuff. You're gonna buy it for life. You're gonna wear it for life. That's so much better than, you know. Hey man, we're using post-consumer this and that, blah blah blah. But we made the, you know, a T-shirt that's or whatever is very trendy. You're gonna toss it anyways. You don't have to toss this. You can wear this forever, so long as it holds up and you haven't you know, hasn't been chewed up by the dog. And even then, you can mend it. You know, even our jeans, you know, if your dog chews it up, mend it, fix it, wear it. Who cares? It's fine. So, yeah, there's I don't know where I started this rant on, but be wary of these types of this corporate, you know, greenwashing branding of the products that they make. They don't care. They don't care. Riley O'Brien writes. Bezad, what are your thoughts on the Stack Guy fit? Seems to be the skinniest denim I've found to date. Love the room in the seat. Do you foresee more fabrics being added to the Stack Guy? I like the Stack Guy. I'm a big fan of the Stack Guy. It's odd that it hasn't. You know, here's my thought. Is that out of everything that we make, Stack Guy is actually the fit that is the most unconventional, right? It's kind of it's that is the most fashionable fit I think that we make, and it has its fans. Lower drop crotch, long rise, skinny leg. So there is a fan base for that, but it's never grown in like, and I would even say for Stack Guy, like the fabrics that we offer, like there's a lot of customers who buy the same like black wax stretch, black power stretch, black cobra. Like they like Stack Guy in black, they want it in black. There's not a lot of like, there's really not nobody, but it's not often that I get asked for like Stack Guy in like left hand tool Selvedge. Like nobody's really asking me for that. And so, you know, with always our where we expand is where the demand is, and the demand these days is strong guy. You know, things are shifting a little bit more in that direction. So Stack Guy exists, and if there's enough demand, then we'll add some stuff. But the demand for Stack Guy has remained relatively the same since its inception. Like there are its fans and there are its followers, and they like what we make in Stack Guy. They don't seem to want more than that. Generally speaking. So we'll see if there is more love, then we'll put more love there. But it kind of sits where it sits right now for a reason. Bezad, do you have some denim jackets laying around? Need some from Naked and Famous, especially the trunks one. Well, I just showed off the MIJ9 jacket. I have a couple behind me. I'm gonna be clicking off in just a minute here. I'm just gonna answer a couple more questions, but I'll do some content on Instagram around denim jackets soon. I still need to show off the Vulgar Selvedge 3 denim jacket. It's featured in our latest video, so if you want to see fits and stuff there, it's in the Vulgar Selvedge 3 video. You can see I tried it on there for you, but I'll do some denim jacket related content soon. Okay. C. Sanchez writes, Color Core Sumi inks. We've got a very interesting color core coming up. We're working on it right now. And we're also working on another Sumi ink. So we're not doing a color core Sumi ink, but new thinking when it comes to the color core, and a new version of the Sumis are coming. Just Lush writes, putting the leather patch on the back of the denim jackets instead of the inside when there isn't a chenille embroidery would be cool. Putting a leather patch on the back of the outside. Maybe, along the back on the bottom or something. I don't know. I kind of like it on the inside. When the jacket is hanging on the hanger, you got that beautiful leather patch looking at you. I kind of like the way it looks like that. But maybe, I don't know, maybe we put it on the back somewhere. But I don't know if I would put it on the back in the center. I think it looked a little weird. I think somebody wrote about the leather patches. About being on Team Bezad when it comes to leather patches. The stitching, I think that's what you meant. The stitching. Whereas I'm an all-around stitch guy. Brandon likes doing it top and bottom. It's just our preferences, I guess. Pedro Cortez writes, did you hear about the Matrix Resurrection trailer? They talked about it on IGN. I've been pretty... I've been avoiding pretty much all Matrix 4 related anything. When I go see that movie, I want to go in fresh. I don't want to know nothing. I want to go absolutely fresh as I can be. So I'm trying to avoid anything. When a trailer comes out, I'll watch the trailer, but that's as far as I'll go. I don't want to hear anything about the story, what people speculate, none of that. I'll rewatch all 3, then I'll go to the movies, and that's the way it's going to be. Will the leather Matrix fabric come in a jacket? I'm planning on it. Okay. Everybody, I've got to go. Sorry, it's a little bit short today. No snack time today. We'll be back again with snack time next week. But I do appreciate everybody tuning in and joining me on another Friday edition of our live stream. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, do it. I made a new little subscribe animation. I don't know if it played. Maybe I didn't notice it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. You get a little, and do it right now, and then you'll get a little animation playing somewhere here. But hit the like button before you go, everybody. It helps to promote this this live stream replay for other people to see, and we can continue to grow our little raw denim community here on YouTube. So that's it. We've got. I'm just trying to think of a final thought. I don't know. Last week I said treat yourself, and I'm going to say it again. Do something nice for yourself today. Do something nice for somebody else. Whether it's big or small, buy somebody a cupcake or something. Just do something nice for somebody. These little gestures of appreciation do go a long way in the world, and we can all use a little bit of extra kindness and love throughout. All hippy dippy. Forget the vulgar Selvedge one thing, but I am a nice guy at heart. So do something nice for somebody. Do something nice for me. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys again next week here on the live stream. Bye, everyone.